Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight.
The Prime Minister fires back at critics who insists his administration is on a witch hunt.
It will be the second time around for Alfred Sears as he shares his interest in once again running for leadership of the PLP.
Well, it's another prison officer that faces jail time over possession of dangerous drugs.
Our news is brought to you by Alive, the nation's newest and best LTE network.
Good to be alive.
Welcome to our news and thanks for joining us. I'm Kyle Joaquin. Topping news tonight, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis today fired back at critics who insist his administration is too busy conducting a political witch hunt and not focusing on governing the country. The Prime Minister says his administration is hell-bent on transparency, and as a result, the chips will fall where they may. Jasmine Brown reports.
The Prime Minister made the comments moments after he wrapped up a tour at the Maritime Academy, insisting his administration is not on a witch hunt. It's just seeking transparency.
We are in the business of neither. We are in the business of transparency. Transparency is equivalent to honesty. That's us. Witch hunt is completely different.
The Prime Minister was responding to questions posed by our news team following a tour of the LJM Maritime Academy. While not speaking to any specific matter, Dr. Minnis flatly denied his administration is on a political witch hunt.
We don't witch hunt. If you do wrong and you're discovered, then ask the public if that's witch hunt. If you discover to do wrong, then so be it.
On the campaign trail, Dr. Minnis promised to brutally confront corruption in the Bahamas. The Prime Minister says he and his team are still committed to ensuring that happens under his watch.
Just like the maritime institution here has turned the corner, and moved from analog to digital, we too have turned the course from non-transparency to transparency. Full stop.
Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Well, months after he lost his leadership bid to Perry Christie at the Progressive Liberal Party's last convention, former Cabinet Minister Alfred Sears is considering making another run for it whenever the defeated party holds a convention to elect a new leadership team. There is still an interest in running for leader of the PLP. This was Sears' response.
Indeed.
Just 6 months ago, then Prime Minister Perry Christie pummeled Sears during the party's leadership race, securing 1,264 votes to Sears' 169. However, the party went on to lose the general election and its leader left frontline politics. Philip Brave Davis now serves as interim leader. Now, Sears is considering giving it another go whenever the party holds its convention. However, he says he has a few people to consult first.
It's early yet. I do have an interest in the leadership. That is why I challenged Mr. Christie in January. Not only did I challenge him, but I also presented a leadership platform in terms of deepening the democratic process within the Progressive Liberal Party.
Back in January, Sears suggested that the appointment of a significant number of stalwart councillors the week before the convention was an attempt to unfairly sway the outcome of the party's leadership race. Exuma and Ragged Island MP Chester Cooper has recently said the party must look at its constitution and the way stalwart councillors are appointed. Cooper, one of only 4 PLP MPs to be elected, represents the future of the party, according to Sears.
Chester Cooper, as well as so many talented young persons within the Progressive Liberal Party, deserve to be heard and deserve a fair opportunity to assume positions of leadership, because our party needs vision, it needs new energy.
May 10th saw several of the party's political juggernauts like Obi Wilchcombe, Shane Gibson, and Leslie Miller voted out. Sears said while the party is wounded at the moment, this is the chance for a new beginning.
This is a moment of opportunity for the organization, and the Bahamian public will be looking very closely, I'm sure, and will be able to ascertain very quickly whether the party has truly refreshed itself.
There has been no date announced for the party's convention. However, former Cabinet Minister Obi Wilchcombe has already stated his intention to run for party chairman.
But this is really early days, and there would have to be consultation with internal stakeholders before any announcement is made.
There's still an interest there somewhere.
Indeed.
In other news, a young corrections officer pleaded guilty to drugs and firearm-related charges in the magistrate's court today. He is the third prison officer to be charged in recent weeks. April Sands was in court and has the details.
As he stood before Magistrate Andrew Forbes in court today, Dimitri Maycock pleaded guilty to the charges: possession of dangerous drugs, possession of an unlicensed firearm, and possession of ammunition. The Sunset Park resident was allegedly found in his home on Thursday in possession of 2.05 ounces of marijuana and an unlicensed firearm. Police reported that when they arrived at Maycock's home, they saw Maycock through a glass window in the front door as he was going up the stairs with a plastic bag. The court reported that Maycock did not open the door, and police proceeded to enter the house through the garage. When police entered the home, they allegedly found Maycock in his bathroom, flushing suspected marijuana down the toilet. In the prison officer's room was a safe with a shotgun and a small plastic bag of marijuana. Police also allegedly found 13 live rounds of ammunition near the safe in the defendant's room. Maycock told police that the drugs were placed in the safe 2 years ago, and the firearm found in that safe was last licensed in 2015. His lawyer, Jomo Campbell, told the court his client was extremely remorseful and asked that the court be lenient considering it was a small quantity of drugs and the firearm had been licensed at one point. However, Magistrate Forbes said he is disappointed that the Department of Correctional Services is producing far too many officers who are committing such criminal offenses. He ordered the officer to pay a fine of $2,600. That's $300 for count 1 and another $300 for count 2, $1,000 for possession of the firearm, and another $1,000 for possession of ammunition. If he does not, he will spend 1 year behind bars. Reporting for our news, I'm April Sands.
Well, police have arrested a suspect in connection with the country's latest murder. The victim died in hospital this morning after being shot in the Coconut Grove area last night. Police say the victim was walking along 3rd Street shortly after 10 p.m. when a gunman walked up to him and shot him before fleeing the area on foot. The victim was rushed to hospital while officers of the Selective Enforcement Team arrested the suspect around 3:30 this afternoon. Still to come on our news, government prepares to roll out a new weather warning system. You're watching our news. Stay with us.